Hello, 5th and 6th grade. This is Mr. Mousean. I hope you are doing well and are staying healthy and safe during this time. And I hope you have taken the chance to actually go out and enjoy this beautiful weather. For the most part, it's been beautiful. I mean, I know there were a couple times it rained, but overall, we've had some pretty nice weather. So, it um, well, let me first start off by saying that today is going to be a short lesson. There are two parts to this lesson, um, but we'll explore the first part this week, and then we'll explore the second part next week. Okay. The students in the building have not received this lesson yet. So, you will be the first to receive this. So, all right? It's a secret. All right? So, without further ado, the do's and don'ts of reading music. How to successfully navigate through a piece. This will especially be helpful for those of you who plan on being in elementary course or in band. Here we go. We've covered a lot of material in the past couple of years, and especially when it comes to reading music. And you probably think to yourself, well, really? Yes, really. We have. And here's just a small list of it. Uh-huh. Yep. What we've learned so far. And you'd be shocked. Quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, quarter rests, half rests, notes on the treble staff, music staff, the treble clef. Sixth graders, last year we talked about the bass clef. And we talked about sixth grade, we talked about the notes on the bass staff. Okay, when a bass clef goes on the staff, it becomes a bass staff, right? We talked about measures. We talked about the time signatures. We last week we just reviewed dotted rhythms. This year we will review again eighth rests. I don't think we talked about them too much last year. Whole notes, notes above and below the staff. So these are all things we've discussed, and it's only been a couple years together. Only. Okay? I think this is year number, 2017 to 2018, that's year one. 2018, 2019, year two. 2019 to 20, that's year three. So 2020 to 2021, this will be year number 4 I've been with you. Okay? So we've only been together for 4 years now. This will be year number 4. So, yeah, we've learned a lot in that time. Can you imagine what more we still have to learn together? And there's some things we haven't learned yet that are really important if you want to get better at reading music. Especially if you plan, like I said, on being in band with our band teacher, Mrs. Weiss, or if you plan on being in chorus with me. So, are you ready to take the next step? Well, here's the next step. If you plan, like I said, there's a lot we need to cover if you want to plan on getting better at reading music. Especially if you want to be in band or chorus. And the first topic we need to really cover that we haven't covered before is the repeat sign. The repeat sign. And in music, a composer will try to save time and make things a little bit more organized. And by doing that, he'll repeat an idea that was already said by either at the beginning of the music or at some other time in the music. So to do this, he'll put what he calls repeat signs in the music. So let me kind of explain that. I can point out better. Repeat signs, there are two parts to a repeat sign. There's an ending repeat sign and a beginning repeat sign. Okay? The ending repeat sign is right here. This is the ending repeat sign. Okay? It goes right at the end. Okay? And this is the beginning repeat sign. So this is what happens. Okay? You play through this measure. Sorry, I'm a little off pitch. Then you go back to this. Da, 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 da. Then you skip over this and go over to you skip over to this measure. So again you go that line tells you to repeat. Then that second time, you jump and go over to this third measure. So it's a little bit different. So what I mean is repeat signs are a little tricky because they change the game a little. Okay? They make things more interesting, I would say. So instead of just making the music go one straight line, it's like, oh, you're going in a straight line, but then you're going back. And then maybe you go on a straight, and then after you go through that straight line, you jump over, and then you go on. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. Repeat signs are they're just fun because you never know when they can appear. Sometimes, like I said, they're at the beginning of a song. Sometimes they're in the middle of a song. Sometimes they're at the very end of a song. You just never know when the composer is going to put them in. Okay? When you repeat a musical idea, it's usually one time. Okay? Unless you see a bracket above the music after the end of the repeat sign. Okay? They call them volta brackets, but I just call them brackets. Okay? So, this bracket says this is the first ending. So this means you would play this the first time. Da, 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 da. Then you would go back to here. And then what it means is you skip to here. Da. Okay, so what happens is if you have a second ending, okay, this means if you see this bracket, your eye will jump over, okay? Once you've sung through this, if you see the bracket above the idea, okay, it means your eye jumps over this whole, I wrote this wrong. It means you jump over this whole measure here and you go to the second ending. Okay? So that kind of changes the game completely. Pretty cool. So I give you an example here. My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. You know, the big scene at the da na 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 going to take these notes out for good reason. Na 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 na. Now, looking at these 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 measures. You could probably make these 24 measures much shorter than 24 measures, right? These 24 measures sing the exact same thing. Da 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 da. That's 12 measures, or 15 measures, 16 measures. Na 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 na. Again, the same idea. So what can we do to shorten that? You got it. A repeat sign. And we would put it right here. And just guess what we would do with the rest of this? We would just get rid of it. Okay? There's no need for that. Because it's basically the same notes as this. So you put a end repeat here, and then you put a beginning repeat right here. So now you can say, hey, I'm going to go back to the beginning of this because it's exactly the same thing as before. I don't have to do all this extra writing, okay? So next week, we will go through the do's and don'ts of reading music part 2, okay? So, like I said, you don't have any assignment for this week, but there will be an assignment next week, and I will ask for my fully remote students, that's you, to submit me something, okay? So I will be looking for things for you to submit, okay? Because I haven't been asking for anything to come in physically or through Google Classroom or anything for the past month, okay? I've been pretty good about that, all right? Because I know, we're just getting started off, and we gotta focus on that, and that's cool. But now we gotta. I want to see what you guys have been learning at home. Okay? So, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.